And now, from beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara podcast. Here's Jeff.
My guest is Constantine, who during his NDE experienced the real world. Constantine, thank you for joining me and welcome.
Thank you, Jeff, for giving me this opportunity.
Well, we're excited to have you. So, if you don't mind, can you please start on the day that you died? Go from there.
So I have to maybe say a couple of things before I go into that day. I cannot mention all of the things that happened during that day. I will try to get as more specific as possible. But there are some things that I don't want to mention that happened before that time. I didn't have I didn't have a healthy lifestyle. Let's put it this way. I had some problems for because of my I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I had some problems when I was young to get along with the separation, with starting my start in life was bumpy. Let's put it this way, and I had some real troubles with the law. I had troubles with drugs, with alcohol, almost my whole life until that day in 2008. I think it was 2008, 7, 8, 9, something like that. 8, I guess. And I didn't sleep for 2 weeks almost. I just napped for a half hour and partying all the time, if you can call it partying. And that evening, I had a kind of a violent encounter with a couple of strangers. And either it was the lack of sleep, abuse of drugs, abuse of alcohol, and the violence that occurred, that I found myself in the middle of the night, heavily injured, walking down the street in the night, and I said, something is wrong. Something is wrong with my body. Something is wrong with myself. I knew something is happening right now. I had some, here and there, I had always some injuries or accidents or something. And it was always like, I had the feeling, okay, you're gonna make it. You are injured, but go through it. But this evening, I knew something is really, really, really bad wrong. And I walked down. I was crawling down this street in the night, and I knew somebody has to help me because this is serious this time. So I managed to approach a house, and in Germany we have like a foregarden. And then you have the house. So you have to crawl, so to speak, through the garden to get to the house. And I managed to crawl in to the vicinity of this door. Somehow I either the door was open of that house or I managed to open it up. I don't recall. But I found myself like in the house, in the doorway of the house. Inside was dark, completely dark, and at that moment I practically died, so to speak. I knew, I remember myself looking up the stairs and trying. I wanted to climb up the stairs, but I didn't make it anymore, and I passed away. Boom! I went away, and the same moment, I had this horrible feeling to die. Like it was like a snap like a snap of a moment, and I see myself floating above the house, seeing myself down at the stairway, and um, daylight, like complete daylight. It was like uh, um, I cannot describe the light, the details of the house, the details of the colors of everything that I saw around me. And I could see the house in full and me at the doorstep there at the stairs. But I saw myself in darkness. Myself, I didn't see colors. I didn't, it was a brownish, dark environment like I left. I saw my body there. And one thing that I remember was I don't have good eye view, so I usually wear contact lenses. That evening, I lost my contact lenses probably during the fight, during the violent encounter. I lost my contact lenses, and for somebody that carries contact lenses, everybody knows this is something that you always care about. Contact lenses. Up there, up this other room, the first thing that I also was thinking, where are my contact lenses? Why I see all of these beautiful colors, the vibrant colors, this light. And I said, wow, how beautiful it is to don't have to rely on contact lenses. That was something really that resonates with me until today. And these wonderful colors that I saw, like the first time to really taste the color red, the color blue, the color green. It was something unbelievable, and I felt no anxiety. Everything was like never experienced before. Like everything fell down from me. I had no anxiety, no existential feelings no anger, nothing, just pure beauty, pure love. I felt the first time pure love, no judgment, no nothing. And that was such a wonderful feeling that I will never forget. This feeling of, yes, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about anything. And I didn't encounter anyone. I didn't see anyone. Nobody talked to me. I listened to a couple of interviews that you had also on your podcast, and many people are describing that somebody talked to them and so on. I never encountered anyone, and I don't know how much time I was there. I was wandering a little bit on the street there, floating above the house, but I never left my body too much. So I was really close to my body, so to speak. I didn't encounter anyone. I just felt this room full of love, full of colors, full of light, unbelievable, undescribable light, like something, um, like the brightest sunny day on the beach that you can imagine. 10 times more intense than this. Like you are on a wonderful beach, the sun is shining, no clouds whatsoever, and then you have to multiply this 10 times. Like incredible this light. As I said, I didn't encounter anyone, and lo and behold, something really dragged me back like a magnet into this body, into the body that was lying there. It felt like not like an eternity, but it was like a descending, like a real descending that I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go back, but I was dragged there like no chance. And once I was in the body again. Once I was in the body again, this is also the next thing that I will never forget, this feeling. How I felt the bones. The bones was something that I will never forget. How I understood that you are in, your soul is bound to the bones and to this rotten flesh around the bones. It's like an inimaginable feeling about our body, that we are decaying by the minute. And I felt it, and I felt like this material vessel, I can't describe it. It's like some kind of not prison. I would not call it prison, but it's like a mantle that you put on your soul. It's like something that, and it becomes one with you, becomes one with you. So you are then this bone, you are then this flesh. It's something undescribable. And once I had this feeling back, I lost consciousness, and I woke up like 7 days later, or a couple of days later. I don't know exactly when, but I woke up in the intensive station in the hospital. First thing that I saw was my mother and my sister. They woke me up, so to speak, and undescribable, really. I struggle until today to understand what really happened. I'm a really rational person. I'm genetically Italian, Sicilian. So like my I'm Sicilian. Both parents were for centuries Sicilian families, and but my father decided to move to Germany when I was little, like 3-4 years old, and so I was socialized more or less as a German. So I have a German mind, but an Italian heart, so to speak. And for me, being rational is something very, very important. There has to be a reason. There has to be something that you don't understand. There has to be a reason. And this experience that I had is for me so puzzling that I didn't want to even analyze it properly, because I said something is tricking you. But on the other hand, I knew this is real. It happened. It really happened. So I cannot still explain it. And then after 2008, of course, YouTube was a thing before, yes, Facebook and so on, but it started in that era, 2005, 6, to that YouTube videos with all of this content, independent content that is not regulated by institutions, came up, and I started to listen, to watch videos of other people that had the same experience, and I said to myself, okay, yes, exactly like they mentioned it, exactly like they describe it, I had it too. So it's something real, because they cannot lie. Not everybody can come up with this stuff. If you have it only yourself as an experience, yes, some neurological explanation should be there, or who knows, maybe it was this or that. The brain is a mystery and so on. But you're hearing the same encounter there, and then you say, you start to believe. You start to believe that, wow, hey, this is not an invention of your brain. What happened? This is real. And that has, of course, that has also, if it's real, then your whole rationality has to change, of course, because then you have to understand the world differently. Then you have to understand the life that you have here differently. Then you have to listen a little bit closer to the philosophers of the past ages, what is written behind between the lines and so on. I was always kind of doubting the explanation of my parents' religion, of the Jehovah's Witness. I was always doubting, even as a kid. I was forced, so to speak, to read the Bible every day. I wrote the Bible by hand, maybe 2 times, 3 times. I had every day to write it down. I had to make my Bible studies every day. Strict Jehovah's Witness regime I had. My father was an elder. He was kind of, I would not say fundamentalist, but he took it by the book. What they say in from Brooklyn, what they say there, the governing body, this is written in stone. We have to do it, no matter what. And I had everyday access to the Holy Scripture every day. That was my bread and butter every day. But I knew something's wrong with the explanation of these people. I saw also my father and his friends, and something was odd. But me personally, I don't want to say I had a relationship to God, but I believed in it. I believed in this figure, in this persona that they portray as somebody that I can rely on. This is the only person, this is the only thing that I can really rely on. I grew up like that, and of course, in my teenage years, everything broke down. I stopped believing in it. I saw the hypocrisy inside. I saw the things that cannot possibly be true by rationality, by analyzing what they're saying, and what is really fact. And so I started really to doubt everything, that it is spiritual. It cannot be true. This is all made up. This is all political. This has nothing to do with it. What's really interesting, what's really important for us here in our lives. And I kept always a little bit this relationship to God. I didn't want to give it up completely because it's so deeply rooted inside of yourself when you grow up as a Jehovah's Witness, that it's something that you have to by force push away from your identity. It is something that you cannot just, oh, okay, well, not true, okay, let's do something else. You struggle with it. But I dived into philosophy. I dived into Nietzsche. Nietzsche was one of my most. I love to read Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, the guy that says God is dead. God is dead, doesn't exist. We killed him. And we killed him. What are the churches more than tombs, the tombs of a dead God and so on. So I resonated with this philosopher. And what do I have to find out? That all of these philosophers, all of them, in some fashion, having the same struggle that I have. Is it real? Is this all what we have? Is this all? Is there something behind? And I was really more intent to think, well, this is only an imagination, especially when I started to get into like the roots of religion, when we were in the savannah, and we started to see how the stars are perfect, and we are not perfect, so we wanted to bring heaven down here, but we didn't know back then that these stars are monstrosities of humongous scale. We didn't know about it. We thought the heavens are perfect. and we wanted to bring them back. So then we dream about our loved ones. Where are they? So religion started back then. The tribes that were sitting in the savannah in a circle survived the and so on, with the fire and the music. And so I could explain all of these religions, the traditions and everything supernatural that we think it's real. And I said, okay, there is a reason why people have religions. There is a reason why people believe in metaphysics and so on. And this inner dispute went on for decades, for years, until that evening, until that day, where it was like, boom, here, this is what's really going on, my dear Constantine. So no, then explain it.
When you were out of your body, did you look down and see it laying there on the floor?
Yes.
Right. Do you feel that this experience helped you rediscover spirituality in some sense?
Absolutely. It was kind of explanation with effect, with something that with a fact that I didn't know before. Because your horizon, your estimation of things in life can only be done by the experience that you have. If a certain fact is not known to you, you cannot make according to something that you don't know a decision or an estimation. And I didn't have this fact before. I didn't know that. That was something that that was missing. Now I have to say also one thing. If you grow up as a Jehovah's Witness, everything that is paranormal, everything that has to do with something spiritual beyond that is written in the Bible, everything occult, is from the devil, and the demons are behind it. So don't even go close to that. Don't even look into it. This is the demons are going to take over your life. You're going to suicide yourself. Blah 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 blah. It's all demonic. Don't look into the occult things, and so on, because this is something bad. So I grew up with this sentiment of not even want to analyze things that can be beyond. Everything that is true has to do with either what the society, the governing body is telling you, or if you leave then the Jehovah's Witness, everything that science can explain. And so I jumped from one non-metaphysical explanation to the other one, and this experience that I had opened my view completely, changed everything.
I guess you would say at the time you weren't to the level of being an atheist, but you were non-religious and still just believing in God a little bit, maybe like being agnostic.
Yes. Because if you think about it, an atheist is still in the same backyard as the religious people. He didn't left the building. An atheist is talking about the same thing, so he has to have some kind of relationship to a religious person. I don't think that atheists are people that are what they want to deny. They have to define. You have to define first something to deny it. Does this make sense? So you cannot deny something that we all agree it's a thing. So if it is a thing, it's a thing. And you cannot then go ahead and say, well, but this thing that is really existing or that you are making up, we all understand what it is. Yes, we define it as this, doesn't exist. And so they are sitting in the same backyard and they're talking to each other. No, this one, this one, this one, this one. And there is nothing to do with what is really fact. Fact is that this life over here is not all. This is a fact, and you might say, yeah, well, the brain made something with you. Did it make it only with me or with millions of other people out there that had the same experience?
I kind of get the impression that you felt like a body was just something rotten, like a rotten corpse that you're combined with. I may be making it a little bit more extreme, though.
Yes. It may be the fact that at that moment you are really the life energy is leaving this body. Maybe it was this feeling that I had was related to that really something. If the soul energy or the life energy is leaving this body, then it's immediately starting to decay. Maybe I try to explain it to myself a little bit like that. But on the other hand, it is undoubtedly that the moment we are born, the moment we are conceived, so to speak, there is only one path. There is only one path, and the path is to leave the body then, leave the body behind. So for me, it was not something really surprising to have this feeling of a rotten, that our material vessel is something that is decaying. That was not so much a surprise to me. It felt odd. And sometimes when I'm sick today or when I don't feel well, I always resonate with this experience and say, well, you see, it's going downhill. So it's okay then, it's something that it is completely okay. I don't have. And one thing that I have to also say regarding the body, I don't have the fear to die anymore. I take care of myself. I'm still a narcissist a little bit. Yeah, I am. I have to admit, I try to treat myself well. I'm not so unselfish as I maybe should be, but I know that this body is not everything. It's okay. It's okay to leave one day. It's okay to don't have everything that you want, or I don't know.
Well, I think there's got to be some balance between being a narcissist and being codependent.
Yeah, I think narcissist is maybe the wrong term. I would not go so far, but sometimes I have to admit I have some traits on me that I have to work on. Let's put it this way. Yeah? But this experience helps me to don't put myself so much in the forefront. To understand that you are right now here in this body, but this is not all. And as you are in this body, other people are also in their body, and we are all together having this experience right now. And this is something beautiful. This is something amazing. Maybe if I may put something also about a German philosopher that I really admire. His name is Hegel. And Hegel, he put out this concept 200 years ago, I guess it was something 200 years ago, 150, 200 years ago he lived. And he had also this concept that everything, that the pure essence of the pure, something that is pure, let's put it this way, something that is pure, that has no flaws, that has no nothing imperfect inside doesn't exist, because there is nothing. The pureness, everything that is pure, 100% doesn't exist. To exist, you have to have some flaw, something, some break. The break of das Nichts. Something has to break the perfect symmetry, and then things can develop. This unbalance in the universe brings the universe into vibration. Because if it is perfect, it's perfect. There's nothing. There's no you. There's no me. Everything is perfectly balanced. So we are living in this duality, so to speak, that has to have some flaws. We have to have some flaws, but we have to balance it out as individuals, and I think also as society. As society, we are facing challenges that we have to unique in the history of humanity. Unique. We are living in a unique time. You're sitting right now in the States. I'm here in Europe, and we can talk to each other. And what we are saying right now is going to be heard all around the world. This is fantastic. This is something that never existed in human. This is an experience that we are making right now that never was thinkable in the past.
Can you compare this side to the other side and how the other side is more real than this?
I think that the other side doesn't have physical boundaries, so to speak. So if we are on this side, we are bound to gravity, we are bound to the electric forces inside the atoms, and so on and so on. And this has an effect on our soul, of course. So it's limiting us in some fashion. We want to fly, but we can fly only in our dreams. If we try to fly, it's not going to work. We have no wings. So we are bound in some fashion to this experience, to this field of energy that is the material world. We are bound into it. We are interwoven into it, so to speak. But outside of it, it's like a veil, and we are inside of this veil, and we are vibrating. But above and below, there is infinity, and we are just seeing this little string. We are just experiencing this little string in which we are interwoven right now, and once poof, we go out, we see the whole thing. And it's frightened also a little bit if we are here, because we are used to be here, so cozy here, and we cannot even imagine that there is something bigger, infinitive, eternal around us. So this is the real thing over there. This is where we as beings can really express ourselves, that we are an expression, a free expression. Right now, here in this vibration, I think we are bound.
Can you talk a little more about how you could taste colors?
Can you describe how a strawberry tastes? If you never tasted a strawberry, it's hard to find words for it. There are things that are beyond words, because it's more an emotional thing. It's more an experience that you cannot kind of put into words, because words are also, maybe I'm not skilled enough, but it was like senses in that meaning of the word, like, because we smell with our nose, more or less. We are smelling with our senses, and they are also connected to this experience that we have over here. So they are also limited, and once you are seeing and experiencing the color, the red, in its vibration as it is, you understand it. You understand it. It's something that is not. You cannot put it back here into this. You cannot transport things from over there into here. We have just a glimpse. We can just imagine about this, but it's really hard for me to put it into words. Maybe my English is also not that skilled enough. I would love to answer this question, really.
Is it possible that we are energy on the other side and everything else is energy? And so we're experiencing everything as energy, or are we still separate from energy? We're just an awareness experiencing energy.
I had the feeling that this is just my feeling, of course, this is highly subjective, that everything that we experience over here is a kind of a simulation for a real world like we are used to having here, but real on the other side. Like there is as if we are here in a kind of simulation of the real thing that this is on the other side.
So you're saying that this is a copy of the other side and the other side is the real world.
Yes, exactly. You can put it this way. Without boundaries, without the soul is also a little bit of a problematic term because it's connotated with things that every skilled philosopher would put it apart. Your identity, what makes you you, is on the other side free of and you are embedded in a world, embedded in a sea of love and in a sea of light, with all of the fascinating details and nuances that you are used over here, but real. It's difficult, Jeff, to explain it. It's so hard.
We all make mistakes here. We all make bad decisions, and we all, at some point in our lives, do wrong things. Do you think on the other side, all of that goes away and we just always do the right thing?
This is an excellent question. I think that we are inevitably in this experience that we have, in this material life that we have, we are going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but nobody on the other side, external, is going to judge us. We are judging ourselves. We are going to judge ourselves. I think that for instance, difficult to explain it. We are always going to judge ourselves, and we know what is good and it is bad, and we make decisions, and we have to sometimes take ourselves the consequences of our decisions. But usually, if we do bad things, other people has to take the consequences. And due to the fact that we are one, due to the fact that we are connected on this other side, without this body, without this vessel, like two vessels are protected to each other, they don't touch each other. We are. I'm Constantine, you are Jeff, and you can go your way. On the other side, there is no thing that can separate us. We can bump into each other without problems. Everything is fine. So if you did something wrong to another person over here, you are going to judge yourself. You're going to judge yourself here while you're living. And of course, you inevitably are going to have some remorses when you are on the other side, because it's so ungrateful. It's so ungrateful to do harm to other other vessels, other souls, and we do it.
So do you think that it's impossible for us to harm another being on the other side then?
That one I don't know, but I don't have the feeling that it's going to be a harm like we are able to do it here. Here we are able to it is not only us as humans that are doing harm to others. This whole concept over here in this line that we are experiencing is not. This is a horrible place to be if you want. Everybody's eating somebody else. It's not that there is a nice, beautiful jungle out there where the unicorns are dancing with the fairies. Nature is cruel. Only the fittest survives. There are no rules in nature. But we humans, we are different. We humans have the ability to look behind what is there. This is something that is our brain is capable of doing. Yes, it took a couple of 10,000 of years to come to that point, but we have it. We see things. We can see not only a couple of milliseconds after the Big Bang, yes, but we can see also other things beyond the rational world. And this is something that, as I said earlier, we can do in incredible things that nature never saw before. And therefore we have, I think, a duty, we have an obligation here to transpond. Now we are going back to the Christian philosophy, if you want, that to bring the kingdom of God over here, to bring it here, yeah. And then now, if I look back and if I recall a couple of sentences that every Christian knows, they have another meaning. When God is when Christ is talking about certain topics, it has a complete different view for me right now, having had this experience.
Since your experience, have you noticed that you have any gifts that could be considered psychic?
I think this is also highly subjective. I cannot prove it, but I think that I resonate with people. If I know people, if I can feel the person, I have the feeling that I can resonate with other people easier than I could before. I am much more emotional. I hardly could cry before. I remember I never had this emotion to cry. Nowadays, I feel the pain of another person, or I feel a situation, or even if it is a good if something nice happens. If I hear, for instance, somebody had a baby, I start crying like an idiot. It is something that is more intense. This one I can say that I feel emotions more, and I think that I can resonate with other people a little bit more. That I know the intentions. Like the intention is also very important over here. Why we are doing the things that we are doing? We think that we can lie and nobody knows. Well, you encounter a person like you, some of your guests, lie to them. You cannot lie to them. They see through, because the intention is is like an energy field around you. And somebody has just to see you and see your intention, if he's skilled enough, right? I think we cannot hide anything over here.
Has the memories of this experience faded over time?
No. 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 Because it comes up many times during the week. It comes always up. It is like a how you call it in English, like a lighthouse that shows you the way. Life is not getting better. It didn't get better for me after this event. It's not that I'm like, yeah, super. No, I have still the same struggles. I have still the same problems like everybody else. And therefore, I have to take also everyday decisions for myself, for my family, and for others. And this experience is like a lighthouse. It's like a lighthouse that gives me always direction. And therefore, it's always there. It's always something there. It's like a memory of childhood that you had, but also this much more real, much more brighter, much more brighter. And of course, I have also anxiety. Are we going to make it through this year? Is the company surviving? What about this? What about that? What about the wars and everything? I have these anxieties too. And then this beacon comes up, and I have hope. Do the right thing. Focus on what you can do. Focus on your decisions. Have a good intention in things that you do, and everything is fine. Everything is going to be fine, because this is not everything. You know that. And that calms me so much. Yes. It gives me the power to continue, to aim for a better, to aim to bring that from there over here a little bit, just a little bit, bring it here, tuck, and that's it. And I feel fulfilled. Even life is hard for everybody, of course. Yes.
Constantine, after watching this podcast, people may want to reach out to you and ask you questions. Are you open to that? And if so, how do they contact you?
Absolutely. I'm working on a project right now where I think I can share some of my experiences from a perspective of a child of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I think that I have a exclusive view on people, what they encounter when they grow up as Jehovah's Witnesses, and I think that I can, with a chat, with talking together, that I can maybe help the one or the other to avoid the same mistakes that I made, the same thought process, the same wrong thought process that I made, to don't give up completely on the metaphysical, to keep on having hope, to understand the reasons why we have these things as spirituality. And I'm working on this project right now. I want to give a one-on-one coaching. I have a website. It's building up right now. Veilthrough.com. Maybe we can link it. And I have also a little Twitter account and a YouTube video. So I try to always answer if I can. I have limited time. That one I have to say also, but if I can bring a little bit of help, I'm here to do that. I'm here to do that.
At this point in your spiritual and or religious life, where are you?
I'm at the same point as I was before. I have just one or two facts more that I didn't have before. So for me, I am still on the same path. I still have to work on myself, as I mentioned before. I have also struggles to don't be too selfish, to think about other people. I have still my tasks, but I'm getting better. And I think that one thing that I have to fulfill is also to help other people that have struggles, and to be a friend, to be, I would not, I don't want to say a guide, but somebody that can say, hey, look, did you think about this? Let's look about this one. And yeah.
Have you thought about why you came back? And if so, do you think that's the reason to help other people?
That would be a subjective answer, of course. I don't know that. I don't know. One thing that I can tell you is that I supposed not to be born at all. When my mom was pregnant with me, she had tuberculosis, a disease that seemed to be eradicated, but she had it. She was pregnant with me. She had to be treated during the whole pregnancy. On the day of birth, I had the umbilical cord 3 times around my head, and I was dragged out with tools. So my start in life was not that nice, so to speak. After that, I had a couple of incidents where I should have died, and then this happened. So I don't know. I don't know. I cannot say 100% why. My intuition tells me be a good person. Be a good person yourself. And if somebody's asking you for something, give him an answer. Be honest. Your intention. Let us have a better world. So simple and stupid as it sounds. But sometimes the simple things are important, especially in the days that we are living right now. The next 20 years are going to be very bumpy for humanity. And each individual decision that we take with good intention is crucial. Nothing that you can do for good for another person today in your little is for nothing. Because little things that we do, little improvements that we do are so important.
Before we finish up, can you leave us with one last positive message?
Absolutely. We are now in the Christmas season, and independently of the Christmas season, we have so many reasons to be grateful for what we have, for the luck that we have. Even if we are in this vibration, in this room of existence, we have so many things to look forward to. We are, it doesn't matter where you put it down. We have oxygen in the air. We have a beautiful planet. We are blessed with children. We are blessed maybe that we don't have children. There are so many things that we can be grateful for. And my plea is find gratefulness in your life. Be grateful for what you have. And then the things that you don't have are not so important. Let's be grateful. And this gratefulness is going to help us to have more good intentions for ourselves, for humanity, especially now when the Christmas season is starting, to be grateful for our families, grateful for our friends, grateful for all the blessings that we have. And everybody has blessings. You have to just look a little bit deeper, and you will find them. We owe gratefulness to the people that suffer, to the people that don't have the things that we have. We owe it to them, at least.
Constantine, thank you for your message, and thank you for being my guest.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. Thank you.
The honor was mine. Thanks for watching the JeffMara podcast. I really appreciate you. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. And if you do, there are loyalty badges and other perks depending on your level of membership. All you need to do is click the join button underneath the video to find out more. Thank you for your support.